Today we're at the Chub stream, a very small stream, not much more than a ditch in places. A little experiment today. I'm videoing my trip, which will probably only be about a couple of hours because it's going to become very hot today. But at the moment we still have a bit of morning mist and I'm heading for the first spot. I've chosen a spot where previously I've been able to get a bite almost immediately first cast, which I thought would work well for a video. And if that doesn't work, I've got one other spot that will work. The stream is very overgrown, both in the water with lots of streamer weed and edge vegetation, and it's not easily accessible for most of its length. So it's a bit of a challenge, but I thought I'd give it a go just to see how my videoing works. I'm using an iPhone, just carrying it at the moment, so nothing very super technical. I'll put it on a tripod when we get to the first spot. Okay, here we are in our first spot. Fairly accessible and obviously a place that is fished. I usually cast to the far bank, which isn't very far. There's a glide, which sort of a very narrow glide between the edge and the streamer weed, and previously I have managed to get a fairly instant bite, and the last fish was 2.5 pounds, which weren't bad. Today though, as you can see, the result hasn't been that instant. So perhaps the run of luck has run out, but that's fishing, isn't it? That's fishing. We'll carry on, we'll see what happens, and perhaps we'll be treated to a bit of action, but certainly as things stand at the moment, it's not looking too promising. When the chub bite or take here, it's fairly definite. I get the feeling they're not overfished for, so there's no messing about. The rod top goes round, and as you see, I'm holding the rod, which I find is the best way, because when in a rest, that slight delay grabbing the rod can be a missed bite. And as I say, normally the bites come fairly quickly. If there's a chub there, it will take the bait, so it's not too much of a problem to hold the rod. I'm using spam today. One of the disadvantages of that is that if you do leave the bait in for a while and play the waiting game, there's a good chance you're going to get an eel. Of course, the bite's entirely different. You usually get a few sort of twitches on the rod top and perhaps a little bit of a pull, but by that time the eel has probably swallowed the bait. It's just sitting there, so it doesn't give the tug, but then you've got the job of getting the hook out and you get it back on the bank, which can sometimes be right away down the throat. Well, my first choice spot didn't provide the anticipated action, so here we are at the second spot, which is, as you can see, pretty much a jungle, and really quite difficult to fish. I'm afraid you're not going to see much of the up-close action here because there's really nowhere to place the camera. The bank slopes away, it's covered in thick vegetation, the water level is quite a way down, you need a really extensible landing there. At the moment I'm just flicking a bit of spam under the tree to the right, which has proved successful in the past, and again, I've taken Chubb to 2.5 pounds out of this spot. The thing is, once you get one, you're unlikely to get any more. So whatever you get as the first fish is what you're going to get. And there we go. As I said before, you don't need to wait long. If there's a chub in the spot, they are going to take quite quickly. Now the problem now is rod down low because the fish is under a tree. There's lots of streamer weed, there's lots of edge vegetation, and as I say, you need a really long landing net landing net handle to get the fish, and success. Not a very big fish this time, probably a pound, pound and a half, but it's very satisfying when you see a spot that looks chubby and you fish it, and the result is almost instant. So it just really gives you confidence that you know what you're looking for. This fish is cleanly lip hooked, so quite easy to get the hook out of the mouth. It's only a size 12, so a bit fiddly to get a hold of, a couple of attempts, but really no problem getting the hook out. And I'll give you a quick look at the fish. As I say, not massive, but a lovely conditioned fish, and really gratifying in quite difficult circumstances. Now, almost as difficult as catching the fish is getting it back, because there's no, you should go somewhere else and put the fish back somewhere else rather than put it back in the swim. But quite frankly, you'd have to walk tens of yards in either direction to get anywhere that you could get near the water. So it's a trick now of putting the net back in the water. There's quite a strong current, so that's tending to pull the net open, and the fish is being pushed into the back of it rather than you being able to get it out. So first attempt fails. You can see I didn't manage to get the fish out of the net. So we'll try again, and ultimately you can normally sort of twist the net and finally they get out. But as I say, it kills the swim, one fish, and that's it. And I've tried coming back an hour or so later, but they don't seem to recover on this stream. Once you've taken a fish out, that's it for the day really. But as I say, quite gratifying. Off now to the last spot, which I took a quick video of just to show you the swim, but I didn't video the action here. So, but I did manage to get one more fish out again, about a pound and a half, perhaps a bit more. And there's a still photograph shortly at the end of this video just to show you what it was like. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and perhaps I'll try another video, and perhaps we'll have something bigger to look at next time. Bye for now.